Hey, Shalom, Israel. What's going on? I'm Officer Azal Uriah, man. About to break it down for you, man. This is a break-off segment that we do for the Moment of Truth podcast, and this is called You Can't Handle the Truth. That's what this segment is called. And today's segment is You Can't Handle the Truth about the National Hispanic Heritage Month. You understand? I'll say that again. This month is National Hispanic Heritage Month. How many people knew that? Let's be honest. None of us. As if it was some of us, it was very few and far in between. None of us knew that this month was National Hispanic Heritage Month, right? This is an anomaly to a brother like me. I never knew a month like this existed. Only thing I knew about was Cinco de Mayo. That's all I knew was Cinco de Mayo. Everybody celebrated Cinco de Mayo, but not too many people celebrated this National Hispanic Heritage Month, man. And anybody that's on, man, go ahead and like and subscribe, man. You got comments? Let's get it in, man, because we got to get to the root of this, man. And when did they come up with a National Hispanic Heritage Month? Because, like I said, I never knew it existed. I found out about this the other day. And I'm guessing a lot of people never knew it existed before right now that I'm telling you that this month holiday, that this so-called month exists. So now it's looked upon as a holiday, right? The government officially recognizes it. I found this out yesterday as well. But it wasn't yesterday when the government officially recognized it. A lot of people don't even know when that is, when they recognized it. And that's what I'm here for, man. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to break these things down. I'm here to bring out this truth, man, to let you know that these are all lies and conspiracies put together to keep blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians destroyed. You understand? It's all right for you niggas to get a holiday. It's all right for you niggas to get a whole month of celebration. But that's all you niggas will ever get. That is the U.S. government without a shadow of a doubt. That's their philosophy. We will give you holidays. We will give you months to celebrate. We know you niggas love to party. Hey, listen, our Israelite brothers, you know what I'm saying? Who loves to party more than them? Besides maybe Judah. You understand? Besides maybe us, blacks. You get what I'm saying? Other than that, is 1A and 1B when it comes to partying. Because we turn up, they turn up, man. That's why one thing that we can say about blacks and Hispanics, when we get together and we together and we kicking it and we in the spirit of brotherhood, it is going to be a party. We are going to turn up. We are going to show out. You understand? And let me tell you something else. The oppressor knows this about our spirit as well, because the oppressor is always thinking tactically, war tactically. How do we keep niggas docile? How do we keep Hispanics docile? How do we keep Native Indians docile? Let them sing and dance to their heart is content. You understand? Let's give them a reason to celebrate. Let's make them feel special and give them a reason to celebrate. So like I said, man, this is National Hispanic Heritage Month. Nobody knew that. I know I didn't know it. If you're going to sit up here and tell me that you knew about it, I'm going to tell you that you're a goddamn liar and the truth ain't in you. That's what I'm going to tell you. There's no way you knew, man, because these things fly under the radar. But now these things are starting to be pushed to the front. But there's a reason behind all of that as well. So let's get into it, man. Once more, I'll repeat it again. This month is Hispanic Heritage Month. It's from the 15th of this month to the 15th of next month. That's where it starts. Now, the question is, of course, I didn't know about it, so I did some research on it because I didn't know about it. So I said, hey, let me look this up. Let me find out what's going on. Let me see how much the oppressor is a goddamn devil. That's what I said to myself. Let me see that he's the devil. I want to know about this thing. I want to know what it is. I want to know all about it. So I looked it up, of course. Right, and what I found out is that in 1968, right, it started off as Hispanic Heritage Week. So it was a week. You know what else that sounds like? That also sounds like Black History Month. You know, because Black History Month wasn't always a month. It used to be a week. I was young enough in school to remember this. I was a little kid when you got a week to celebrate. It started off as a week, right? Even if it was a law that was passed for it to be a whole goddamn month, we only celebrated a week in elementary school, in public schools, no matter what state you're in. It was only a week worth of celebration. and you would only learn about a handful of people, Martin Luther King being the front runner on everything that you learned about had to do with Black history. And the main thing that they taught you about Martin Luther King was how he was so nonviolent and how he wanted Black people and white people to come together and how he has so much forgiveness in his heart for the white man. Why do you think that was on the front runner? Why do you think that was on the forefront? Why do you think that was the one that they was pushing? That was the thing they was pushing. They never told you how he got his goddamn head blew off by a white assassin. They never told you that. But they told you that he loved everybody. They told you he died, but they never told you how he died. They never told you that a white man blew his goddamn head off. But they told you that he died, and before he died, he wanted all niggas to forgive white people and come together. He had a dream about little Black boys and little white girls coming together. That was shoved down your throat for a goddamn week when I was a kid. Then it got expanded to a month when I was a kid as well. You get what I'm saying? And now, what did they do? Now they still got the Black History Month, but what is it hijacked by? What is it hijacked by? Like, this is National Hispanic Heritage Month, but what is it also jacked and hijacked by? Before we get into that, let me finish up this. So it started in 68 as a week. In 1968 is a week. I don't know if you know this, Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, but in the 60s, we were still being oppressed. You remember this thing called Jim Crow? You remember that? In the 60s, we were fighting for civil rights. But you had a whole week to celebrate your goddamn heritage, I guess. So I guess it makes it okay. Because the same tyranny and oppression and suffering that Black people suffer under, so do the Hispanics, so do the Native Indians. We all suffer under the same goddamn oppression. I'm going to prove that later on in this conversation. But it started in 68. And then in 1988, it became a month-long celebration. It was recognized, right? So they say, hey, we're going to give these Hispanics a whole month of celebrating in 88. Once more, I don't remember ever seeing anything to promote it. I've never seen a goddamn commercial. I never seen anything of that nature. Whenever you see a commercial that has to do with Blacks, Hispanics, or Native Indians trying to promote something that has to do with Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, you'll see a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian in the commercial, and you won't even see him with his own people. You will see him surrounded by a bunch of goddamn white people, by a bunch of devils. That's what you see him, surrounded by a bunch of goddamn devils. If this guy ever knew that he listened to such and such and did XYZ, he would have never became. Get the hell out of here with that. Put him around his family. Put him around his people. Let's speak some truth for once. Goddamn devils. Let's speak some truth for once. So in 1988, it became an official holiday. So my next question is this, and this is me doubling back to what I said earlier. I never knew about it, right? It's been going on since 68, and 20 years later, it took it 20 years for it to become a month-long celebration, right? I never once seen it promoted. I never once seen anybody talking about it. I never once seen a commercial. I haven't seen it. If somebody else have, point me in the right direction. True enough, I didn't look that up, but I looked up the history of it. And we know that the oppressor doesn't promote or push anything that's not beneficial for him. So I've never knew it existed. So my thing is this. Why is it being promoted now? Why is Hispanic Heritage Month being promoted now? Why now do we see events that has to do with the Hispanics? I seen an event yesterday that has to do with the Hispanic Heritage Month, right? And you know who's promoting this event? I'll give you three guesses. That's what I'm here for. Esau is promoting these events. That's who's promoting these events. So you know Esau is all in the middle of it, man. Because at the end of the day, there's a difference between being a Mexicano and being a Spaniard. Even our Mexican brothers know this. That's what I used to say to them when I first came into the truth. And I asked them, I'd be like, you Mexicano or Spaniard? They'd be offended. Me no Spaniard, me Mexicano. That's what they would tell me. That's as close as my Spanish gets right there. Mexicano or Spaniard. Them ain't even Mexican words or Spanish words, but that's all I know. But that's what I would ask them. That would let me know whether I talk to them or don't talk to them, whether I treat them like a brother or treat them like an enemy. Because Spaniards is the descendants of Esau. That is white blood and that is white pedigree. That father is white. Mexicano is a Mexican father. That's the way I break it down. That's the way they break it down. Even they know this. They know the difference between a Spaniard and a Mexicano. And I can tell you right now that since that event is being hosted by Esau, right? Since that event is being hosted by Esau, you know what Esau is going to do? He's going to put his own spin on it. Now you're going to see Spaniards in there. You're going to see Spaniards trying to infiltrate the Mexican community. That's what you're going to see. You're going to see them trying to infiltrate the Mexican community and start to deter and change their way of thinking. Because we all know that the Mexicans are a very tight-knitted family. And it's just nothing but another war tactic because Esau is going to have the Mexicans draw closer to himself than he do to blacks or Native Indians, knowing goddamn well that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians all share the goddamn blood. So once more, my question is, why is it being promoted now? What do you think I've seen? If you Google it right now, I could tell you what you're going to see. The reason this Hispanic Heritage Month is being promoted is the same reason that Black History Month is being promoted. Because Black History Month didn't used to be on every goddamn commercial. Whenever it's February, they show the hell out of Black History Month commercials. But what do you see that goes along with them commercials? You see the LGBT community, you see gay flags, and you see American flags, which is distorting the so-called perception of Black History Month. Because Black History Month, not that I agree with it, right? I don't agree with this. But when you talk about Black History Month, what flag is usually associated with Black History Month? What flag do people usually rock? I'll give you a second. Somebody type in the answer, man. What flag do they usually rock for Black History Month? What flag? Do Black people promote? Do Black people celebrate? Because we don't have much in this place. So what flag do people rock during Black History Month? I'll tell you. They rock the African flag, that what they call it? The LBG flag. The red, black, and green flag with the fist in the middle of it. That's what they rock. That black is anonymous with Black History Month. Not that Black people are Africans. It's just that we have been destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So in all of our history here in America, all of our time here in America, not knowing that we were the Lord's chosen people, we just assumed that we were Africans because we were stolen from the west coast of Africa. From Sierra Leone, which is one of the biggest slave trade imports on the face of this goddamn planet. You understand? Not knowing that we were spread all through the four corners of the earth. Not knowing that our brothers over there in Haiti are us. You understand? Not knowing that our brothers over there in give me another one, in Panama, you get what I'm saying, are us. Like, we are everywhere to the four corners of this planet, man. We are everywhere, man. Not knowing that the West Indians, you get what I'm saying? Not knowing that the Haitians, man, listen, the Dominican Republic, we didn't know that them slave ships went all these different places and dropped people off. We were just taught that the niggas in America is slaves when we were all over the goddamn planet. Because Esau, the same way he does now, tries to infiltrate and take over everything on this goddamn planet. He's a beast of the field. That's what he wants to do. So now what you see in the in Hispanic heritage history, in a Hispanic heritage month, national month, you know what I'm saying? Now what you see is you see the Mexican flag, right? The same way that you used to see the RBG flag, the red, black, and green flag, the so-called African flag, the same way you used to see that flag, now you see the Mexican flag, and now it's blended in with the American flag. Why is it blended in with the American flag? And then I've seen a couple of them, but slowly but surely it's going to start to turn. Next flag that is going to be blended with is what? The LGBTQ flag. That's what. Next thing you know is going to be the gay pride flag blended in with the Mexican flag and the American flag. That is the only reason that the Hispanic Heritage National Month is being promoted. That's the only reason, because it's a more potent, prominent way for them to push the gay agenda now to the Hispanic community. Now, if you want to celebrate being a Hispanic, Now you got to celebrate being a homosexual as well. What do we got going on? Let me get you up here, sis. Hey, shalom, Yabashishmakatah. What's going on, sis? What else we got in the building? What's going on, brother? I see you in the building, man. Y'all got any questions, any comments? Go ahead and put them in, man. We in the building, man. We getting it in. We talking about how the oppressor being the devil and how this month is Hispanic Heritage Nationality Month, National Month. Like, I didn't know the Hispanics had a whole month to celebrate. I didn't. You get what I'm saying? But the reason I'm starting to see it now is because I rolled past an event the other day and I seen that they had the Hispanic flag, they had the Mexican flag, they had the American flag, and they're also promoting the gay flag, the LGBTQ flag. You get what I'm saying? So now they're blending them all into one. And this is how they're going to promote and push this Hispanic month of celebration. Because you can't tell me anything that has to do with Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian has not been infiltrated by the LGBT community. You look at a simple thing like Black Lives Matter, that was infiltrated by the LGBT community as well. Right? Infiltrated. They took over the whole goddamn movement. So that is the only reason why Hispanic Heritage Month has now become a big deal. So my next question is this, and this is the sad part. I've seen a lot of Hispanics down there celebrating this so-called Heritage Month, right? I've seen a lot of them celebrating. So my next question is this: what the hell are y'all celebrating? Listen, if y'all know an Hispanic, I would like y'all to ask them this: what the hell are y'all celebrating? If Hispanic Heritage Month is so important, right? Why the hell are our Mexican brothers and sisters, the babies, still locked up in cages on the border? Why the hell are they still locked up in cages on the border? You want a whole goddamn month to party and celebrate for what? And this goes to show you, and this is, maybe this is just me thinking outside the box, but this goes to show you that Blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians share the same blood. Because we are the same stiff-necked people. Because prime example, Juneteenth. What the hell are we celebrating Juneteenth for? Talking about freedom this and freedom that when we ain't free. Unarmed Black men are still being gunned down while white school shooters are taken alive. That don't sound like freedom to me. We are still the last hired and the first fired. That don't sound like freedom to me. We still have no economic power whatsoever. That don't sound like freedom to me. And even though our Hispanic brothers and sisters are able to actually move a little bit freer in this wicked place, right? But the reason they are is the same reason. It's the same, how do I put this? It's the same thought process behind a house nigga and a field nigga back in slavery days. The house nigga had more freedom than the field nigga. Did that mean that the house nigga wasn't a slave? You understand? The house nigga had more freedom than the field nigga. So does that mean that the house nigga wasn't a slave? He was still a slave. His kids still got raped. His wife still got raped. He was still able to be lynched if he did something that the white man didn't like. He still suffered. Our Mexican brothers and sisters, you got to understand, even though you might be able to open up a business and open up a grocery store here and do this and do that, it's only because you disassociate from who you really are. Even though you may know you're a Mexicano, you act like you're a goddamn Spaniard. You are a house nigga. Whether you know it or not, like it or not, understand it or not, that's the only way that you're able to have economic power. The same thing goes for Black people, the Black athletes, the LeBron James of the world, the Michael Jordans of the world. You give me another one. Just name one. The only reason they're able to have money, power, and influence is if they don't be too Black. The second LeBron James says something a little bit too Black, white social media chews him alive. They chew him up and spit him out. Every goddamn white journalist got something to say. It was to the point that he came out with a documentary called Just Shut Up and Dribble, because that's what this goddamn devil oppressor reporter chick said. She told him, hey, don't be speaking on Trayvon Martin dying. Don't be speaking on Black and Hispanic people suffering. Just shut up and dribble. Just shut up and sing and dance, you goddamn nigga. And with these holidays like this, man, that's all it is. It's just a way to keep you shut up. Just to shut the hell up. Shut up and suffer in peace. So my next question is this. What are you celebrating, Hispanics? You threw a big ass party. You look like us out there. Like I said, that's what the white man knows. The white man knows how to keep black people satisfied. Let them sing and dance to their little heart is content. Give them holidays. Make up holidays, and they will sing and dance their goddamn hearts out. And that's what they're doing with this pagan holiday. Because let me tell you something. Juneteenth being an official holiday and having and Black History Month being an official month and Hispanic Heritage Month being an official month and they have official holidays, none of that means nothing. That is, a holiday is not a law passed to protect you. You have no protection, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Now, where the fuck? Ooh, I almost dropped the F-bomb. Where the hell is the protection? Where is our goddamn protection? We can't be protected during a goddamn month-long celebration. What law is that to protect us from being murdered out here? So this Heritage Month is going to stop ICE from putting Hispanic kids in concentration camps on the border. It's going to stop them kids from being raped out there on the borders by these devil cops. And speaking of ICE, I did some history on them. So I looked up when was ICE implemented, right? So ISIS came into exist in the early 2000s, and they really start to take over in 2003. And we know the acronym ICE, right? But we don't even know what ICE stands for. I didn't. So ICE stands for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, right? Immigration and Custom Enforcement. And it really took off in 2003. Donald Trump brought him back, gave him more power. You get what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, we got National Hispanic Heritage Month. You don't think it's a coincidence? It's to take the focus off of this right here. To take the focus off the fact that we have Mexican brothers and sisters locked up in cages, kids separated from their families. You know what that sounds like to me? Kids being locked up in cages and torn from them families? That sounds like a bunch of niggas to me. We know for a fact that's what happened in slavery. We know for a fact that's still what happens to us to this day. It's still happening to this day, but you want a whole month to celebrate. And you really take advantage of this and use this stuff to go goddamn celebrate, man. Why are we so, like the scriptures say, how long will we love simplicity, these simple ones? Like, when are we going to get out of the spirit as a nation to understand that this is nothing more than a war tactic to destroy Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? You understand? So ICE has been in effect since 2000. They really start to take off in 2003, and nobody's ever done a goddamn thing about it. Nobody speaks on it. Then this Hispanic Heritage Holiday Month is to help you take the focus off of this and why it's really implemented and why it's in place. So my next question is this. Why come the focus of this so-called Hispanic Heritage Month ain't about really what it is to be a Hispanic? You're going to the history of the Hispanics. Because the Hispanics are being kicked out of a country that belongs to them, right? We all say this all the time. Well, listen, this country belongs to the Indians and the Hispanics. It belongs to the Negroes too. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, this country belongs to us. We were here long before any other nation on the face of this goddamn planet decided to come in and try to do anything about it. And I'm going to actually go into more depth on this, the ICE, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement, right? I'm going to go in, I'm going to save that juicy stuff for later. This is just part one. I'm going to do another part two because I got some numbers and I just didn't want to bring them out yet. But I do have a question for anybody that sees this later on or anybody that's online now. Who do you think the number one nation that comes over here illegally is? Who is the biggest immigrant in the United States? It's almost like it's a trick question, but you can get it right. I have faith in my people. It's almost like it's a trick question. Who do you think the biggest immigrant is over here in the United States? And I'm gonna pull up their own studies and their own documents to prove that. I'm gonna just let that question, float in purgatory for a little bit until I drop the next video. But my next question is this. So this is my other thing. So we know that they're kicking Mexicans out of a country that belongs to them. We've seen Donald Trump say, build the wall, and we're going to make Mexico pay for the wall, and blah, 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 blah. He said all Mexicans are rapists, all this and that, blase scoop. And then you turn around and get a month to celebrate because the white man told you could, and you think it's a glorious thing. It's not. It's stupid and it's wicked, and it ain't nothing but an act of war to destroy us. So if you want to talk about Hispanic Heritage Month, this is one thing that I would like to talk about during Hispanic Heritage Month. What land did the U.S. government steal from the Hispanics? I'll say that in a different way. What land did Esau steal from the Mexicans? What land did the white men steal from the Mexicans? I have a list right here, and this is some. So I remember some of this from school. The other parts I had to Google myself, right? So we all know about Texas, right? Boom. So the answer to that question, what land did the U.S. government steal, right? We got Colorado, we got Wyoming, we got Nevada, we got Utah, we got New Mexico, we got Texas, we got California, we got Arizona, we got Oklahoma, and we got Kansas. And isn't it kind of ironic that I'll say these states again? You got Colorado, you got Wyoming, you got Nevada, you got Utah, you got New Mexico, you got Texas, you got California, you got Arizona, you got Oklahoma, and you got Kansas. Now, don't you find it kind of ironic that all these states that I just named, they're also known for having our Native Indian brothers on that land, as well as black people on that land? So we know that black people were in Colorado, Wyoming, Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, Texas, California, Arizona, Oklahoma, and Kansas. We know this is where blacks were. We know that the Native Indians were in Colorado, Wyoming, Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, Texas, California, Arizona, Oklahoma, and Kansas. We know this for a fact, but we never put two and two together. The reason why this land always had blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians on it is because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have always been the same people. We have always been the Lord's chosen people. We have always been one nation. Different tribes, but one nation. You get what I'm saying? If you don't, I'll break it down even easier for you. Just like Esau. What's the difference between a white man in Russia and a white man in Ukraine? You're right. There is no difference. It's just where the hell they at. So that's the same thing with blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. There is no difference between us. It's just where the hell we at. You understand? All these lands belong to the Native Indians. All these lands belong to the Negro, and all these lands belong to the Ishmaelites or the so-called Mexicans. And we got to celebrate what? The Hispanic Heritage Month is for what? So here's the truth. Here's the truth that you can't handle about Hispanic Heritage Month. This is it. This is the undeniable truth. This is nothing more than another war tactic, an act of war ploy to destroy our Hispanic brothers, because they're going to start to mesh this Hispanic month in with the LGBT community. So because when you Google a picture of it now, you're going to see Hispanic Heritage Month, right? The picture, when I Googled it, the first picture that popped up was a picture of two Mexican homosexuals, hugged up with the Mexican flag and a goddamn American flag with the gay flag in the middle. The American flag on one side, the Mexican flag on the other side, and the goddamn and the gay flag in the middle. This is going to watch what I tell you. The gay movement is about to push through the Hispanic community the same way that it pushed through the black community. It's going to do it. This is the war tactic to destroy our Hispanic brothers. Why are they now aiming for our Hispanic brothers? Because a lot of our Hispanic brothers are waking up and understanding that they share the same blood with Negroes. The ISUPK has been bringing it out that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the same people. And the sad part is, well, not the sad part. The good part is this. Hispanics have been listening. The sad part is this. Hispanics still want to be accepted by the white man. So they rather turn against their own goddamn brothers, turn against the Lord, promote Hispanic Heritage Month, as long as they can promote being a homosexual and everything else wicked, as long as they get to party and be accepted by white America. Hispanic man, Hispanic woman, Hispanic child, man. Don't fall prey to what the oppressor is doing. Don't fall prey to this war tactic on thinking that you're accepted and that you're cared for and that you're loved in this place, man. If they really want to do something for Hispanics and celebrate Hispanic heritage, tell them let them goddamn kids go outside of them concentration camps on the borders, man. Tell them give back the goddamn states that they stole from the Hispanics. Tell them to do something that's worth something. Tell them to pass some goddamn laws to protect us. Tell them to do something that matters, because you could party any day of the goddamn week. You don't need the white man's permission to party. And that's all this is. You got the white man's validation and permission to party to make yourself feel special. When the fact of the matter is this: you don't need the white man to tell you that you're special, because the Lord already has. He told you that you are a special people unto him and him alone. He told you this, man. You don't need the oppressor to tell you this. Who's more important to you in your life? The Lord or the white man? And I know some of us are so destroyed that we look at the white man as God, but the white man is not God. He is a wicked beast of the field, and he is the lowliest of the low. And when the Most High in Christ returns, man, he's going to destroy him for all these wicked things that he is doing to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. And that's the truth that you can't handle. You can't handle that truth, but that is the truth, man. This is a war tactic to keep us destroyed, to plot and keep us down in the gutter, to keep us jammed up. And we got to come out of this place, man. You understand? The Lord hates these things, man. Go to the book of Amos, 5 and 21. It'll tell you. Matter of fact, I'm going to close it with this. Because, listen, the oppressor has made this an official holiday. And let me tell you what the Lord thinks about this. What the Lord thinks about you partying on Hispanic Heritage Month. This is what the Lord thinks, man. I'm going to Amos 5 and 21, man. This is what the Lord thinks. The Lord says this: I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. It don't matter what you try to do to be accepted by the oppressor. It don't matter what holidays that he gives us. He could give us Juneteenth. He could give us Black History Month. He could give us Heritage Week. He could give us Hispanic Heritage Month. The Lord hates that. He hates that. He hates them feast days. But you know a feast day that he loves? He loves his. He loves the ones that he told you to celebrate. And speaking on that, I know I said I was going to close with that, but I'm going to close with this. The 25th of this month on a Sunday, man, will be the memorial blowing of the trumpets. We will be having a feast day here at this location. You understand? The Indianapolis School, 3536 North Keystone, man. Any Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, and I'm going to put emphasis on Hispanics, man, since this is your month of celebration that the white man gave you and you want to celebrate so goddamn bad. Come to the feast day on the 25th and celebrate the Lord's feast day with your brothers instead of celebrating a fake, made-up pagan holiday with the goddamn enemy. Celebrate with your brothers, man. I want to see you there, man. You got the information. We're all over Facebook. We're all over YouTube. We're everywhere. We got our own website, ishpk.com. Go to it, man. Hook up with the school in your city, man. Celebrate with your brothers, man. Because here in the ISUPK, we always celebrate Hispanic heritage every goddamn day. We celebrate Native Indian heritage. We celebrate Black heritage every goddamn day. And we don't need the white man's permission to do so. And with that being said, Israel, hold on, we got a comment before we close it down. Damn right. Shalom, sis. Damn right. We was just going over the Hispanic Heritage Month, man. Letting them know that the oppressor's the goddamn devil. And if our Hispanic brothers want to party, we'll see you the 25th for the memorial blowing of the trumpets, man. And with that being said, shalom, Israel.